Good morning, students. Uh, this is first year economics subject. In this subject, I am going to teach. The topic is public expenditure. So the definition of public expenditure is there here. I try to understand briefly. So public expenditure is an important constituent of public finance. So public expenditure, what do you mean by expenditure? Nothing but it is one of the payment from the public finance. What is public finance? Nothing but the government will incur expenditure on the public. For what purpose means, to the development of society, to the development of country, or for the welfare of the people. The expenditure incurred by the government on various economic activities is called the public expenditure. So, government will incur expenditure by the government on various economic activities. What are the various economic activities? Which activities are included in three sectors, that is agriculture sector, industrial sector and service sector. So which activities are included in these three sectors, that all activities are comes under the economic activities. What do you mean by economic activity? Purchasing of goods and selling of goods and services. Not only that, production, distribution, consumption, exchange, income and etc. This all comes under the economic activities. So this is called public expenditure. On various economic activities, government will incur expenditure on various economic activities. Following of government expenditure. The first one is defense. Government will incur expenditure on defense system. In defense, which activities will come means Indian Navy, Indian Army and Indian Air Force. On these three departments, government will incur expenditure to development of that activities, to development of that sectors. These three activities are called defense system. So this is also one of the very important. Why? Because means defense is very important to protect the country. Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force. These three are very important to protect the country. And the second one is internal security. Government will incur expenditure on internal security also. Internal security is also known as police department. So internal security, government put expenditure on police department, that is within the country. Why? Because means the police department, it is related to the government sector. Private sector will not incur expenditure on internal security. So definitely compulsory, government only will incur expenditure on internal security. Nothing but establishment of police stations, providing salaries, wages to the policemen, so like constables. So you know very well about the police. And next, what is the third one means economic services. On all economic services, government will incur expenditure. In economic services, which activities are included means three sectors, that is agriculture, industrial and service. These three sectors, these three types of activities are included in economic services. Means the government will put expenditure on agriculture department, on industrial department and service department. So government will put expenditure for the development of that sectors. How the government will incur expenditure means by allocating the budget, by allocating the resources, by allocating the funds. So in this way, the economic services will play very important role to the development of the people or economy. And the next, the fourth one is social services. Government will incur expenditure on social services also. What are the social services? There are two main social services are there. Two primary social services are there. What are the two primary social services? Means education and health. On government educational institutions, on government health departments, so definitely the government only will incur expenditure. So private sector people will not incur expenditure on government education, on government hospitals. So that's why social services are very important to the development of the people. When education and health developed, automatically country will develop. So that depending upon country mainly depends upon the education and health. And the fifth one is pensions. Students, you know about pensions. Old age people, disability people, and some other peoples also, employees also, they receive the pensions from the government. Pensions are not provided by the private people. Pensions are provided by the only government. Why the government will provide the pensions? Nothing but for the welfare of the people, to improve the quality of their life, to increase the standard of the people. So for that purpose only, government will incur expenditure on pensions. So what are the examples of pensions? Like Asara pension scheme, you know very well. So that is one of the best example to know. On providing of that Asara pension scheme, government will incur expenditure. Next, subsidies. What are the subsidies? Subsidies also provided by the government. What do you mean by subsidy? Subsidy is nothing but here from the government side helping to the people. Means subsidies are providing to the government people and for the private people also. Suppose if you want to purchase one car, the price of car is 10 lakhs. In that 10 lakhs, if you apply for the subsidy to the government will provide the 4 lakhs of the subsidy. Then you will add another 6 lakhs to purchase that car. That is called subsidy. I am not only purchasing of cars, bikes, vehicles. Not only that, if you want to establish a business, in business also the government will provide the subsidies. Subsidy it is also one of the expenditure by the government. Next, grants to state and foreign governments. Grants to state and foreign governments. So central government will grant the money, capital. These grants are never paid by the state governments to the central government. And foreign governments means central government. Our country, if suppose our India has granted how many lakhs of rupees, means for example 1 lakh rupees has been granted to the USA country. Means the USA country never paid to our country. Grant it is nothing but never pay back again. That is called grants. It is also one of the expenditure incurred by the government. Next, loans to state and to public enterprises. Loans to state. Central government will provide the loans through the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, through the Central Bank of India. So the loans are provided to the each and every state governments. And not only for the state governments, means